Hi everyone and happy Friday. I am excited to do a two-part video on this beautiful bottle that I finally got and got at a price that was more than fair. This is the EHT small batch bottled and bond. I've had this before, both purchasing it and as a pour. A while back I had a pour of it several times, but a few years ago I actually purchased this in Bottle King. I believe it was Bottle King in North Jersey, and it was around $40, which is probably around what it should be, around the MSRP. Since then, I have either just not seen it in most stores, and when I do see it, it's either behind the glass, behind the counter, at some ridiculous prices of like $200 and higher. And this is the small batch. That would be the the base level of the other EHTs. Ridiculous. Finally, last weekend, I had the total excitement, Staten Island, New York, Empire Wine Liquors, and got this at a very, very fair price. And I didn't even hesitate. Here it is. So what I want to do is, because I think this is just such a really nice bottle. For those of you who are familiar with this, you may not, this video may not be for you, but for people like myself who have not had many of these, this is going to be definitely for you. The last time I purchased this, I just should note that it was not in this case. I just had the bottle itself. Sometimes they're sold that way, but this is the full package here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend this video just actually showing the bottle and there is just so much detail on this bottle that, I mean, even though this is always overpriced, I mean, there is one factor that they do put a lot of work into the packaging of this particular bottle. So I'm going to spin the camera around. We're going to look at the different aspects of the outside case and the bottle itself. Then in the next video, we'll actually see what's in the liquid. So that's the important part. I know this is a really good part. I've had it before, but I want to actually do it like the first time, like, I've never actually reviewed it before, with a fresh pair of eyes and an open mind. But let's look at the bottle first. The next video will taste the juice. Here's the front of the bottle, which a lot of people have seen, but there's just so much detail on here. From the bottled and bond, where it says 50% alcohol, 100 proof, E.H. Taylor Jr., just all of this writing right here. And up top, the label, it says, let the label tell the truth. And then you have first and only. So it notes small batch, notes bottled and bond. Picture of Colonel E.H. Taylor here. I believe that's the rick house on the side that the whiskey was aged in. Probably still is. This OFC. That is what the distillery was called at the time. I believe that was right after the Civil War when I believe he became the master distiller. Look at all this writing on the side here. E.H. Taylor Jr. is not accidental, is fundamental. Its supremacy is pure beverage whiskey, bottled and bond, and then it just goes into pure limestone water, selected grain, just goes into all this detail here. Very interesting. Thousands of visitors will attest. Just all this writing that I really never even noticed. And you see, it still says the old distillery on the bottom, distilled, aged, and bottled by old-fashioned copper distillery, Frankfort, Kentucky. That's the OFC. And I'll quickly read this because I think it's important. As founding father of the modern bourbon industry, Colonel Edmund Haynes Taylor Jr. left an indelible legacy. His dedication to distilling began at the close of the Civil War when he purchased OFC Distillery. There he developed innovative techniques that are still in use today. Made by hand and using some of Taylor's original methods, the small batch bourbon whiskey has been aged inside warehouses constructed by him over a century ago. Barrels were routinely evaluated to identify those with the richest and most complex flavors. A small batch of these select barrels was then blended together to develop a distinctive character that is like no other. It is a true sipping bourbon that honors the uncompromising Colonel Edmund Haynes Taylor Jr. And now to the bottle itself. See this beautiful bottle. It's got some of the same things that are on the casing outside, but it does have this writing. If you want to pause, this is something definitely you might want to read. And that's kind of a summary of what everything looks like. I just actually noticed that the writing on the back is the same thing I was reading here, so didn't realize that at the time. But I mean, this casing, even the top part here says first and only. I mean, there's just a lot of detail here. So not that I'm justifying the marked up prices, because the MSRP really is about 40. somewhere in that range. Maybe it's higher now, but I'm not justifying, or maybe it's, I don't know if it's 60, but I know that's kind of what it is. Not justifying the marked up prices, but I am saying as a counter to that, that certainly there is a lot of work that goes into the packaging here, and it is quite impressive. I have to say that. I always did think that. So when I got it the first time, it was just like this. This is the whole case. So that's the deal with that. Next video, we are going to actually do a full review of this. Like I said, I've had it before, but we are just going to go through all the facts and do the normal tastings that we normally do. So that'll be in the next video. Probably be doing that later tonight. Cheers. Take care. Thanks for watching.